It's been over a year since I've posted a video, and today I'm going to tell you why. I created this channel to show tutorials that would help people crochet my patterns, and it was going very well. I was gaining subscribers, I was posting content weekly, and I said, I don't think this is sustainable. And how am I going to continue creating the patterns if I'm always focused on creating content for the channel? I decided I was going to put the channel on hold. And what was I going to do instead? Finally going to finish my website, the website that would host all these patterns. So I launched my website in March of 2025. Once the website was launched, I quickly shifted my focus to release my first pattern. No, I'm not talking about that puppy dog. That was a freebie. And I'll leave a link in the description if you want to download that pattern after you sign up for my website. So I put my focus into creating that pattern, and things were going great. I was making progress, I was filming the tutorials, everything was coming together until we got to testing. And my computer crashed. It didn't just crash once, it crashed multiple times, randomly. I couldn't save my work, I couldn't recover my files, and everything was just going downhill. I had to figure out how to keep the pattern testing process going without using my computer. Luckily, I had backups. Pattern finally launched in May 2025, and I'll leave a link for that one if you want to check it out on my website. So the next thing after that pattern launched was, of course, trying to figure out a permanent solution for that crashing laptop. It was running Windows 11, and we all know the controversy around that, so I won't go into too much detail. I decided to switch to Linux and give it a try, and things were great. But just know that the problems weren't over. The other thing that I did was shift focus to the next pattern, but trying to split my time between fixing the computer and working the next pattern was the plan, but it turned out that I would spend more time trying to fix my laptop until the next thing. Linux started crashing, and I couldn't understand why. I tried my best to just push forward by putting that laptop aside and working on my backup, my much older HP laptop, which is actually kind of nice because it has a much bigger screen. Now that I was running on my older laptop and having less computer issues, despite just things slowing down, I decided to try and run business as usual, putting that next pattern together, posting on social media. And then I had an idea, or more like a question. Was all this social media posting even worth it? Was it taking people to my website? I was advertising my elephant lovey pattern, but the sales weren't coming in. So what's really happening here? I decided to go and check some analytics, and I didn't find any. So I didn't have an answer, but at least I found the issue and corrected it. Now the option that I had was to just let it collect the data and continue business as usual. But then I started thinking, what do people see when they get to my website? Does it really tell my story? Does it really talk about how awesome my patterns are? Looking at that website, I decided it's probably not doing the best for me. And I'm probably not doing a very good job on my social media to tell people about my brand and my product. I got to work and I started to really think about what is my brand? What is my product? And how are my patterns different from all the others that are out there? Let's face it, everyone's getting into Amigurumi design. Even AI. There's even people out there who are stealing patterns, but that's another topic. So thinking about my patterns, how much I put into it, the pictures that go into it, the tutorials that go into it, and then how I break everything down. We're busy, right? We've got a lot of stuff going on. So you probably get maybe an hour at a time to crochet. And that's why I break the pattern down into 1-hour crochet sections. And I called them peaceful progressions. When you buy a pattern, you'll find that everything is broken out into 1-hour crochet sections that help you get prepared by gathering all your materials, your yarns and needles and whatever it is that you need. And if you're crocheting pieces together, I'll remind you of which pieces you need. These patterns will help you make progress and stay motivated so you finish everything and not leave those whips hanging around in a graveyard. So once I've finished crafting my message and understanding how to really make my pattern stand out, I said, well, this needs to go everywhere. I need to put things on social media to make sure that it's speaking correctly to what it is that I do. My website needs to do that. Any of the funnels that I have set up for my email marketing need to do the same. And I went to work. Just around that time that I had finished crafting my marketing dominating position, I came up with this idea that I needed to have more ways of allowing people to opt into my email list. The Crochetpreneur business group that I'm part of had a Q4 challenge. What is a Q4 challenge? The challenge was to put together a freebie that your customers and your audience is going to love, but it would also be shared with audiences from all the other members in the group. She was essentially creating a bundle. Everything would be put together in one place where crocheters could get tons of free resources. And I said, that is an opportunity for reach and visibility that I can't miss out on. So I decided to put that next pattern aside and I started to work on this freebie. What was my freebie? This Made with Love graphic. My idea was that it would make your gift giving a little extra special. Once you load the thing up into Canva, you would customize the colors and use any of their templates to create whatever you'd like. So after this freebie launched and this bundle went out, I started to see a number of subscribers come in right away. I was excited, but also nervous because if I got too many subscribers, I'd run out of room on my free email marketing plan. And what would that mean? People would start opting in and not get their freebie. That's a really bad experience for somebody who doesn't know me and doesn't know my brand. And I wanted to avoid that. So I had to find a solution pretty quick. And that meant putting some of the subscribers that I had into another platform so that I can keep things free and running and keep delivering those freebies. I want to be able to produce content that is adding value to your crochet journey, helping you learn and figure out the tips and tricks that you really need to get that finished, polished look that gives you the professional results that you want. Turning a traditional pattern into a low-sew pattern is something that I started to learn how to do, and I want to share that with you. So I'm still around. The channel is still here. Even if you haven't seen a lot of activity recently, it's in the works. Things are there. And if you really want to see what's going on and keep up, you can follow me on social media. I'm creating a Facebook group where we can share our whips and get tips for any trouble that you have along the way. I'll leave a link in the description so you can join if you're interested in doing that. Hey, you know what? The best way to really know what's going on is to join the newsletter. There's a link in the description and you can sign up for free. I hope you've enjoyed this update video, even if I haven't been around for a while. And if you're new to the channel and you've gotten this far, thank you for hanging out with me today. Don't forget to subscribe and stick around for more. Thanks for watching. I'll just run with the old one.